Hi, I'm so glad you hopped on this video, especially if you're someone who's preparing for a delivery of a baby, because I have done so much research, so many videos, so many articles, so many blog posts, so many things shared by nurses and doctors about what to bring to the hospital, and I want to share all that knowledge with you. For context, I'm 36 weeks pregnant. I'm packing my hospital bag. This will be my first baby. So I will admit I'm coming at this from a new mom perspective, but I also have spent so much time scouring the internet for all the wisdom on what to bring and what not to bring, what's not really necessary. So I've whittled everything down to, I think, the most important things that will make your delivery experience more fun and enjoyable. Is fun the right word? I don't know. Maybe not, but you get what I mean. I also want to add that, this channel in general has a lot to do with minimalism and trying to live with less. I also have some videos on packing and trying to pack lighter, but I will say this video will be a little bit of a different type of video because to me there are certain times in life where you want to be as minimal as possible, where you want to pack light because it'll make your life easier. But I do think that when you're going to the hospital to deliver a baby, you want to feel prepared. You want to be comfortable. You want to have everything you need. And ideally, you don't have to send someone out running errands for you. You want to have that support person there with you if you have one. And so I think preparing and maybe packing a little bit more than you might normally for an overnight might make a big difference in your overall experience. I will also say for context, due to some complications with my particular pregnancy, the baby is in breech, as well as I have some other back complications and also my MS, and also we did IVF and just all these different factors that make my pregnancy a little bit high risk and more complicated. My doctor recommended that I schedule a C-section. So as of right now, I'm scheduled for a planned C-section. And that also means that on average, you spend more time in the hospital. Instead of the 1 to 2 days you might expect with a vaginal delivery, I'm expecting to be in the hospital for more like 3 to 4 days, and potentially longer depending on how everything goes. So I guess I'm saying that for context, that my packing is by no means super light. I gave myself permission to pack a little bit more just to ease my anxiety and also to be able to have some fresh clothes for all of those 4 days. I'm opening up my beautiful bag here that is really gorgeous. It almost looks like it's leather because of this brown tone and sort of the waxed canvasy feel it has. But it is just kind of a canvas material. I will link this bag down below if you're interested. I'm not sponsored or anything, but when I saw this bag, I was like, oh my goodness, it's built for baby delivery. It has this really nice central pocket and then 2 side pockets for organization. And it's also a bag that I know I will use a million times for different weekend trips or this or that. And so I thought it was a good buy, even though for me, it was really pricey. So as I open it up here, the first thing I'm coming across is this folder. This is just a good reminder to not forget important paperwork. So bring your ID along with, if you're gonna have a partner there, their ID as well. You also wanna bring any kind of reminders that you have, or if you have a written birth plan or birth preferences, even if you don't have a clearly laid out plan, because as we know, things can go awry or differently than we expect. But I do think having a nice folder that's firm, that's not as bendy, is nice, because I hear you do get a lot of paperwork and it's nice to have somewhere to put it. I'll link this one below, as I'll try to link most of the products that I can here, but I will say I like that this one has multiple different layers to it. So if you want to separate different topics or paperwork categories, you can. The next thing I'll pull out here is electronics, and I think this is an important category, especially in this day and age. One nice thing I think that helps with all this is that I have a bunch of packing cubes, and I pack everything in a cube, and then I also have labeled it. So if somebody else is looking through my bag, they can look at the labels and find what they need. And yeah, it's not a fancy label maker. I just use masking tape and a permanent marker, but it does provide at least some organization. I'm sure things will get messed up once we're there. I have a little fan. I will link this, but it's a USB fan, so you can plug it in. I got an extra long USB cord so that it can be put in a variety of places, but it also is charged, so I can turn it on even right now. And it gives this really nice just bit of air on your face, because I hear sometimes in delivery or at the hospital you can feel overwhelmingly hot, and there's nothing like an automated fan as opposed to someone just fanning you with a magazine or something. And this one also has multiple levels. I'm also bringing a sound machine to the hospital, both for Andy and me being there, just having some quiet since hospitals can get a little noisy, but also for if the baby's in our room with us, we can have that sound and help that baby sleep. It is so wild. Soon, in theory, we're gonna have a baby. Like, I can't believe it. I don't know about anybody else who's a first-time mom or remembers when they're a first-time mom. It's just mind-blowing. Like, I'm still partially in disbelief about it all. It's really, really exciting. Anyway, I also have multiple phone chargers, one for me and one for Andy. Those are just extras pre-packed. I'm not gonna leave that for the day of to pack because I know I'll forget it. I also have a small portable speaker where we can play music that has slightly better sound than just playing off my phone. This one I don't think I have a link for because it's really, really old from Target, but I'll link something similar below. I know this one might sound excessive, but I think having a portable electric hub could make our lives a lot easier. We might not totally need it, but we don't know the exact room or how it's oriented for where we'll be staying. And so I think having a hub that has both USB chargers and a number of regular kind of plug-in spots will be super helpful. I got one with a really long cord so that no matter how far away the outlet is, I can bring this close to me and use it for all my various electronics. One other pro tip is don't forget to pre-pack the various different types of USB, USB-C, lightning cables that you need for each of your electronic products. I think it's easy to just think, oh, I'll remember the cords on the day of or something, but I think pre-packing them can be a really big help. We're also bringing an HDMI cable so that if it's possible for us to connect Andy's computer to the TV, we can. That way we can watch a movie or something, especially since we're probably gonna be there for several days. I think having that option could be really nice. And by packing all these things up in a cube, it's like I've got all my electronics in one place except for, I guess, our phones and Andy's computer that he's gonna bring, but it's all right here. Okay, now we're getting into wearables or clothing. The first thing I'm definitely not forgetting to pack is an eye patch or an eye mask so that whatever light situation is there, I can have the sensation of darkness and feel comfortable. I wear one of these every night, so it's kind of a necessity for me, but I think even if you don't typically wear a face mask while you sleep, it might be a nice option for you. And I have tried many. I really like this particular one. It's soft, it leaves a little space for your eyes so you don't feel like it's pressing against you. And it's a little squishy and plush, and it's adjustable. So really love this one. Another thing I'm packing are slippers. These are some really cozy slippers. I have these also in a cream color that I've been wearing around the house a lot. And I got them in this beige color for the hospital. I think having separate hospital slippers that are pre-packed is smart because, again, you don't want to have to last minute remember to pack your slippers. But these are really nice because they also have rubber grippies on the bottom, which I feel like is a little bit safer than not having that. And it's just something that easily slides in. What's nice is these can be slip-on and the bottom can fold down, so it's just like a clog. Or you can pull this up and put it behind your heel so you have a little bit more stability. So these can either be super easily slipped on or kind of held on, which is nice. Don't forget shower shoes. These can also be used as slippers, but I hear that it's smart to have those because you might be using a shower that might not be the cleanest. Another thing I'm packing that I won't necessarily show you right now, but is 2 nursing bras. I've heard having a couple is good because you don't know if you spill on it or you have some kind of accident. It's nice to have more than just one. Even if you're not there for a C-section and you're only there for 1 to 2 days, having a couple is probably a good idea. I have several pairs of socks as well as some socks with grippies on the bottom, which is nice. I also am packing some underwear that are just like large, relaxed panties that are just comfy. You know, those cheap cotton ones. Just get some to have in case. I think it's smart to have them a little extra roomy for if you need pads or other medical stuff. I don't know, that's just a nice thing to have with you as well. And then I'm opening up kind of my comfy clothes pouch here. I've got this set of shorts pajamas that actually I think I just ordered off of Amazon. I'll link them below, but I got them in a larger size. I sized up just to give extra room, and I think they'll be comfy. I can wear those after delivery when I'm kind of just trying to sleep or rest or whatever. I also heard the recommendation to bring your own hospital gown, which at first I thought, oh my gosh, I need to have a hospital gown for delivery. I actually think I might just end up using the hospital gown they provide in the hospital for the actual delivery. Well, obviously, I guess in this case, I haven't even thought about this because it's only recently that I found out I'd have to get a C-section. But I had been thinking if I were to have a different type of delivery than a C-section, that maybe I would still just wear the hospital gown, because you never know what kind of stains or sweat or whatever you might get on it, and you just don't have to worry about it at all if it's just the hospitals. But I also think it doesn't hurt to bring a couple of nighties / hospital gowns that open up, that allow you, if you want to nurse, to do that, and open up in the back quite easily if they need to just open up the gown or something. So I have a couple of here. They're really soft, one pink, one black. So this one is kind of a simple scoop neck with some pleats, but it also has these openings on the sides for easy access. But it's still fairly long and you get to feel fairly covered, which is nice. There's nothing like black to just feel comfortable, to sort of feel your best in. And then this pink one looks kind of like this. So this one you can see the openings a little more easily. You have snaps down sort of the armpit areas, I guess I would say. It's long sleeved, so I always get cold in the hospital, so I like having a long sleeved option. And then it also has snaps down the back. But really, it probably could even be reversible if you want the snaps down the front. And then for actual clothes, I have this bigger cube here. I have a very stretchy swimsuit in case I want to go in the tub. I have just this really nice black robe that's long and long sleeved that I can just throw on if I'm a little cold or want a little bit more coverage and to walk around. I've got a couple of t-shirts here. I've got these amazing pants. I'm obsessed with these also for pregnancy. So if you're also just pregnant looking for some comfy lounge pants that you can also wear out into public, I'm obsessed with these. They're from Bumpsuit. You can also find them on Poshmark, but they're literally the softest material ever. They're super wide and super long, and I think they'll just be wonderful to have around at the hospital. Just something to throw on if I want to walk through the halls and be super comfy. I've got just this long sleeve shirt that can also kind of function as almost a sweatshirt or another layer, but it buttons down the front, has some ribbing, so it's just a really nice shirt to be able to wear either over a t-shirt or just by itself. One thing I haven't packed yet that I do intend to is a tight tank top, kind of like this one I'm wearing right now. I think I'm going to pack a black one just so, again, doesn't show any stains or anything. I'll link this tank top below too. It's not a maternity tank top or anything. I just sized up one size, but I think having a layering option so that you can kind of layer different things, especially if you're planning to learn to breastfeed, I think I hear that having a tank top underneath a sweatshirt or underneath a t-shirt can make it easier to feel like you're covered both kind of abdominally and above if you want to be. And then I do have kind of a going home outfit. Again, though, like, I don't think you need a going home outfit necessarily. Like, who's really gonna see you? I guess you might take a couple photos, but I don't know, who cares what you look like? To me, my going home outfit is less about feeling cute and more about feeling comfy. So I just have this simple, fun pink dress from Hatch Maternity that is just like a tank top with some snaps in the center. Pretty simple. It's a fun color. I like never wear color, so I'm surprised I'm wearing something so pinky, but thought it might be appropriate since we're having a girl. Have I announced that, by the way? Yeah, we're having a girl. So I have to admit, I was really happy about that. Like, of course, if we had a boy, I would be obsessed with that too. But I think because I grew up in a household where I had a sister, somehow a girl just feels less scary and intimidating to me, and I'm really excited about it. I do have to say, in general, I personally recommend rolling everything and putting it in packing cubes, because again, then things are separated by category, they take up less space, they're kind of confined, you're not overwhelmed by all the many different things you have in a pile in your suitcase or bag or whatever. Also, something to consider packing is if you want a blow dryer or a curling iron or a straightener or anything like that. Again, maybe those things aren't totally necessary, but I also think, especially if you're going to be there for a while potentially, having those things might be nice if you like that. I know that my hospital has blow dryers in every room, so I don't have to worry about that, which is great, but I did check on that as well. Oh, and then one other clothing piece is I'm bringing this cashmere sweater, which I don't know if you've watched my videos very often, but I wear this constantly, but it's also a dark color, so if it does get something on it, at least it won't totally show, and I can always clean it after if I need to. I probably won't wear it during a delivery or anything, but just for the days afterwards, it's a really nice layer, and it also opens up in the front, so I can kind of keep it open, have easy access, shut it, you get what I mean. Another thing I was recommended to bring are makeup removers, not just to remove makeup, but also to just wipe your face off. Apparently you can get sweaty and, you know, you just want to maybe feel fresh at times, so having some face wipes of some kind is a nice thing to have around. I'm also bringing my hydrating cream that is stretch mark cream. Again, I mentioned this potentially in another video if I've posted it yet, about my pregnancy necessities, and this cream is amazing. First of all, it's super hydrating and just feels so good on the skin, but also since using it, I haven't had any stretch marks or anything. I'm sure I could still get them, especially like post-delivery after my body's changing a lot at that point too, but at least up until now, this has worked wonders for me. So I'll link this below too. I'm just bringing the entire thing with me, so I know I have plenty. Don't forget deodorant as well. And then I also have pre-packed just some simple, you know, shampoo, conditioner, dry shampoo, some Listerine, toothbrushes for me and Andy, hand sanitizer spray, some hair binders or hair ties, a razor, some facial cleanser, a shower cap, just all of the typical essentials that I would bring with me when I'm traveling. I always have one like this packed pre-ready anyway for when I travel, so I just use my typical travel one in here. Another thing I'm bringing is mother cream, also these silverettes. I'll link both below if you want to know more about these products. I hear they're good if you're considering breastfeeding. I'm also bringing a disposable camera, which is fun. One of my good friends gave this to me at my baby shower, so that's super fun, just in the moment taking a few disposable photos. What's fun about this is that we can take them and then not remember what photos we took and then see them later and reminisce. I think it'll be fun. And then I also have a makeup bag, which again is pre-packed. So this is all, I guess, double makeup. But I think that having 2 sets of everything makes my life easier in that I am going to end up using these products anyway. These are the products I keep getting over and over and over again, but I just have them pre-packed here. And then whenever I run out of my current makeup items, I will just reload them with these that I've already purchased. Also, don't forget some hydrating lip balm. I've heard that's important too. Don't forget to pre-pack a hairbrush if you want one. I'm using a wet brush so that it's easy to use. It's soft on my hair, both if it's wet or if it's dry, and I don't want to forget that. Again, maybe this is excessive, but I am bringing a mini mirror if I want to be able to fix makeup or anything while lying in the bed. It's just nice to have. And not that I'm gonna plan to use a ton of makeup or do myself up a bunch, but I do think there's something to be said for if you do typically wear makeup or enjoy wearing makeup, putting a little bit on when you're feeling tired and you're feeling maybe not at your best, it can feel good. And so that's why I'm bringing the mirror and the makeup, just to like do a little something for me to feel good in that moment. It's almost a little form of self-care, I think. Also, maybe this is a weird one, but I'm bringing this oral care mist, basically Listerine mist, just to freshen up my breath in the moment without having to like go brush my teeth. I mean, obviously I'll still be brushing my teeth, but just having this might be kind of nice in the moment while we're at the hospital. A couple of other things that aren't packed here right now, but that I will be packing include basically ice packs for down there, as well as some like stretchy disposable shorts, underwear that people recommend. Again, the hospital will probably have all of those things that you need, but if you are giving a vaginal birth, having some of those products packed is just kind of a mental comfort. And maybe this is getting a little excessive, but I'm putting in this like tarp bag a couple of blankets for me and Andy and a couple of pillows that I rolled up with twine to make them kind of condense and be easier to pack. Again, maybe that's not necessary, but to me, having some comfort and good pillows as opposed to the thin ones you often get in the hospital, it's gonna, I think, make my experience more comfortable, especially since we'll probably be there again for 3 to 4 days. And then finally, I'm going to talk about baby stuff. I am bringing this basically pillow for potential breastfeeding and also for helping kind of cuddle with a baby, especially since we'll be there for 3 to 4 days. I want to just make sure I'm setting up that process well, or at least setting it off for a greater likelihood of success if I do decide to breastfeed. I'm kind of seeing how that goes. A little cover for breastfeeding. Not that you need one of these. You do breastfeeding the way you want to do it. I just personally want to have this so I feel comfortable as I ease into that whole world of breastfeeding. Again, if it ends up working out for me, kind of leaving it up to what works for me. And then I do have one pouch for the baby. So I have a swaddle, some burp cloths, a couple of outfits, just a few simple things to prepare for the baby, and also if I want to take a few photos. But I don't think I'm going to be someone who's like taking a bunch of photos in the hospital. Like, to me, I just want to have that time to bond and to rest and to learn the new skills of taking care of this baby and to be there for the baby. And you know, you can always take cute photos later. I mean, I know when the baby is new and fresh and young, we'll probably want to take some photos for sure, but they don't need to be glamorous. You know, I don't need the most fancy photos ever while I'm in the hospital, just recovering from surgery and that kind of thing. And I do think sometimes there's almost like this toxic positivity around needing to have the cutest photos in the hospital and needing to feel like you have it all together and you have all these many different things for the baby and everything's set up and perfect. And I just don't want to set that expectation for myself. Maybe I'll feel good and set up a cute photo, but most likely I will be tired. I will be coming out of surgery. I will be recovering, and I will be so focused on the baby and excited about that. Or also, who knows what will happen, you know, if there are complications or, you know, if things go differently than I expect. I just want to be able to focus on what needs to happen and not put added pressure on myself to come out with pretty photos or to have it all perfectly under control. It's going to be messy, it's going to be an adventure, and I want to kind of mentally prepare for that kind of a situation. Oh, and then the one other categories I wanted to add on is I am going to pack some food and drinks to prepare. Along with Andy, we'll pack a bag for him with shower shoes as well as clothes and things to do. But as far as food and drinks, I think one helpful thing to know was that our hospital does have individual little mini fridges in each of the room, which is nice. So I recommend you check that out. So we're going to bring some extra hydrating beverages like vitamin water for electrolytes, as well as, you know, a couple water bottles, like ones we can refill, as well as potentially some LaCroix or other sparkling water beverages. I'll also pack a couple of maybe canned coffees for Andy if he's getting tired or sleepy. And then I do want to pack a few snacks. If possible, I'm going to try to grab some bagels and cream cheese from our favorite bagel place close by so that we have them on the couple days after giving birth, just as a quick meal or something while I'm in the hospital. And I also think having a mix of some salty and some sweet snacks that are filling, things like pistachios or nuts that you find tasty, granola bars, just having a few snacks around in case it's literally the middle of the night and it's a little complicated to get food. Anyway, I think that's everything, but hopefully you found this helpful. Again, I'm not trying to be the most extreme minimalist here with this. I want to have some options. I want to have comfy clothes. I want to have all the electronics that I need to sleep better and to entertain ourselves if we're there for several days. Although I'm sure we'll be very focused on the baby, so maybe we won't use any kind of entertainment. I don't know yet. If you are on this journey and about to deliver a baby, good luck. You know, it's an exciting, scary, wonderful, terrible, terrifying, exciting time. It's okay to feel complicated emotions around it. It's okay to feel like, oh, am I ready? Am I prepared? No one's ever going to be 100% prepared. I'm feeling that way too, but I do think that you can just try to prepare, do your best, and come out the other side. Anyway, thank you so much for spending this little bit of time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.